Where's Randy? Is Randy Campanelli right behind you? Randy Campanelli to the front, please. Randy Campanelli. Good afternoon, everyone. A lot of excitement today. Shh. As our club celebrates the impact of small business in our community this month, we are also honored to recognize the enduring partnership between our club and the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. One of the most meaningful traditions of the Rotary Club of Las Vegas is the presentation of the Nevada Centennial Medallion. The Nevada Centennial Medallion stands as a lasting symbol of our club's commitment to education, leadership, and the future of our community. My name is Janice Lenke, and I'm proud to be your 103rd president. Sean Sennett, you ready?
Am I ready? I'm always ready. How's everybody doing today? Woohoo! If you will, bow your heads with me. Father God, Lord, we just thank you for this beautiful day that you've given us. We thank you for the opportunity to come together, not only as Rotarians, but as brothers and sisters in Christ. Father, we ask for your blessing upon this meal that we're about to receive. Bless the hands that create it for us, the hands that serve it to us. Father, we also lift up those who are not with us here today, Lord. We ask that you just watch over them, keep them safe, keep them close until we meet up again. Father, we thank you for your love, your grace, and your mercy. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
So I've been lucky enough to go to some hockey games this year, and since about 14 months ago, due to geopolitical concerns, the Canadians that come in to cheer their team on, they sing their national anthem. You know, they're loud. So got me wondering, and so I usually just followed along with golden pipes and just didn't sing like everybody else. But I started singing because if the Canadians can do it, we can do it, even though they're our great friends, and I hope Murray's doing well. So let's sing the national anthem. Oh, say, can you see? Night! And I messed that one up.
No, you didn't. Thank you both. Our Sergeant of Arms today is Nikki Judium.
I pledge allegiance
Thank you. Please be seated. I'd like to thank everyone who helped with duties today. I want to acknowledge David Jones, welcome back. Annie Noonan, welcome back. We know we only have you for a short period of time. Good to see you guys. We're going to go ahead and start right away with international guest. Nikki, you ready?
I was pouring iced tea.
Thank you for moving it.
I was pouring iced tea.
I just wanted to mention about Murray Flagel went home today from the hospital, and he is thanking all of you for all the well wishes and the prayers, and he hopes to see you guys soon again. And now we're going over here to our former governor. Some guests that are international.
Right now?
Yeah, right.
Oh, we're going to do guest of Rotarians, but go ahead.
Do your thing.
Go. Let's go.
Yeah, I will introduce the international guest. I take the pleasure in doing it. First, I would like to introduce Madhav Singh. He's the immediate past club president. And next standing by me is Uma Singh, wife of Madhav Singh, also a member of Dombivli Rotary Club, and a very active individual with hundreds of medals to her credit, all the sports and other events. The rest of the family is coming in a little while. I will introduce them at that time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Governor. That was very nice.
Thank you. Nikki, we're going to go ahead and move to, do we have any visiting Rotarians in the room? No? Okay, wonderful. We're going to go to guest of Rotarians. If you could just turn around to Jim, past President Jim Cole, we'll start with him.
Good afternoon, President Janice and my fellow Rotarians. I'm super happy to have with me today our Centennial Medallion winner, Zachary Diaz, and his parents, Adele and Glenn, UNLV President Hevy, and Jordan Fichette. So welcome to you all. It's a great partnership, and we'll be introducing you in a little bit.
Thank you. Other guest of Rotarians? Wow. Okay. We're going to move on. Actually, Stu, let's go ahead and introduce our guest from Hollingsworth.
Thank you, President Janice. Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians. I'm delighted to present two of our Hollingsworth hero teachers who are here today. They managed to escape from the busy Ed to School activities, and I'll just let them say hello.
Hello, I'm Maren Gallegos. I'm the CFA at Hollingsworth.
Hi, I'm Julie Durham. I'm one of the APs. I just want to say thank you. I'll actually be retiring in 8 days.
Congratulations.
I've been here now at Hollingsworth 2.5 years and come to your luncheons, and you guys have been to our school to help us. You've given us so much, and we just want to say thank you. Our kids mean the world to us, and we know that you support that. So thank you to all your support and donations. They've gone to good use, and we really appreciate it.
Congratulations to you, and thanks for your support. Okay, we have guest of Rotarians still. Nikki, I'm calling you out. Calling you out, girl.
I would like to introduce my husband, Mark, who is sitting here quietly eating his salad.
Loves to be called out. Okay, and I know we have another guest over here of a Rotarian. If you don't want to get a fine, raise your hand. Who has a guest? I see Bert looking at the wheel, but I want him to look at the wheel, so I really don't want him to interrupt him. But you got a guest here, sir? I see a gentleman sitting next to you, but I didn't want to take you away from the wheel because I know that's really great reading.
This is my friend David. I forgot I brought him.
Oh my gosh, David, really, I'll let you deal with him later on that. Okay, any other guest of Rotarians that we're missing? Yes.
Yes,
hi.
I am late. I'm terribly sorry. I let my son drive and I wasn't paying attention, and my phone directions froze and it said keep going straight. So we kept going straight. I go, you know, we passed this fair a long time ago. I'm not sure where the heck we are. But anyway, my son Landon just moved from New Zealand and started a March business.
Welcome back. Thank you. Any other guests or Rotarians? All right, thank you. Welcome, everyone. We're going to go to the head table. So I am so thrilled that Lynn Ng joined me, Christopher Anderson, Dr. Michael Williams, and I'm going to give the microphone to Tony. She's past President Tony to introduce our guest.
With a whirlwind, it's my honor to introduce our speaker, Juani Romero. You'll hear more about her and hear from her later. And Joseph Rubin, but I don't know what your position is in the organization, or just a friend. Chief Marketing Officer, Mothership Coffee.
Thank you. Welcome to everyone at the President's table. Okay, moving along. Okay, Nikki. You know what, girl? I got you. No, because it's one announcement, and it's this guy right here. president-elect
Try
until
to sell
6
me his
weeks.
T-shirt for $50.
I'll get with you on the fine later.
Speaking of T-shirts, Janice made me wear this one so I would stick to the message and not get off script. You might notice from the 1,000 banners that are going on here, we have an event going on this weekend at the Springs Preserve at 0700 for you early birds till about noon. We're setting up tomorrow, so we still need some volunteers for tomorrow. If you can help us out there from 12 to 3, we plan, you'll get a free workout out of the deal, and we'll have some drinks out there too. And anyway, we're still looking for kids, right? Karen, we need lots of kids. So everything's kind of already been paid for. Now we just need kids to get out there. So if you have friends, neighbors, anybody like that that might have some young children, Karen put this book together. I didn't know she was
Passport.
Passport. This thing is super cool, right? So you'll take a look at this, and it's a great activity for the kids to go around. We'll see you out there on Saturday. There it is. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
I'm sorry, you said 0700?
0630 for you.
No, that wasn't what I was getting to. I was going to beat you to it. For Karen, I think it's 04.
Probably.
Yeah, knowing her.
We'll
What
be
time
out there.
what time are you getting there?
We'll be there at 6.
You?
Yes.
That means she'll be there way before you. Okay, thank you for that.
Well, I don't. We might be sitting in the parking lot. I don't know
Oh
if they'll
my
let us
gosh.
in. 0600
Go,
setup.
Karen.
Thank
We got it. We got to give a shout out to past President Karen Wisenhunt. You are just amazing at all that you've done for this preparation. You're amazing, lady. Okay, this is exciting. We have Tiberti Fellow recognition. I'm going to invite Paul Maffey and Rosalie Hedrick, president of our foundation, to come up.
Hello, everyone. It is my honor to today award recognition to 3 of our members. Larry Cohn, who is not here today, he was not able to make it. However, we do have Renee Gamero and Bert Reiner, who are being awarded today with pins for their buttons as they have met the $1,000 donation acknowledgement for being a Tiberti Fellow. So Mr. Tiberti was a 60-year member of this club, one of the founding builders involved in building Las Vegas. So that is one of the reasons why we have put together this program to honor the Tiberti family as a longstanding member of the club. A $100 donation by any club member is recognized as a Tiberti Fellow. So keep in mind, if you want to try to work towards the $1,000 to be recognized, to have the yellow sticker on your button, you're welcome to do that with $100 and then grow from there. We are recognizing individuals quarterly with a presentation that you see here at the podium, and then also annually in our roster when you receive it, you will also see their names listed as Tiberti Fellows. So those of you who are being awarded, please step forward so that we can have Paul, who is also instrumental in this program, put the sticker onto their buttons.
Next, it is my pleasure to welcome past District Governor Ron Poor to come to the podium. Is this a good time?
Madam President, or Club President, esteemed Janice, and I'm at Rampur Vishwanath, the past district governor. Today I will have a great pleasure to present or recognize with Paul Harris Fellow Awards to a wonderful family that will be walking in just now. I have known them for quite a while, and all of you please come. Please come. A very distinguished family from Mumbai, India, and it is my pleasure to introduce them to the club. It's a very successful family with a real estate empire, developers, builders, owners of multi-family, multi-commercial organization called Paradise Globe Enterprises. First, I would like to introduce, I've already introduced Madhav Singh, past president of Dombivli Club, and his wife, Uma Singh, my dear adopted sister, and your current Singh, the first son, Aman Singh, second, and daughter-in-law, Neha Singh, and the little one, Inai Singh. Madhav and Uma are Paul Harris Fellows already. The rest of the family, the remaining 4 members, were not. So I take great pleasure and privilege to ask our president to present the Paul Harris Fellow Award. Madam President. Thank you, Madam President.
Okay, you can come up here. As a guest of Rampur, a Rotary International Paul Harris Fellow, we're pleased to honor you with a Paul Harris Fellow certificate and pen in recognition of Rampur's generous contribution to the Rotary Foundation. With this recognition, you are warmly welcomed into the worldwide family of Paul Harris Fellows. Congratulations. I need to see how we're doing on time. Oh, good. Okay. Next, we are going to do the club raffle and drawing because we have 2 dynamic speakers today. So with that, I need some tickets. So the chance to pull a card for the Joker, the pot is over $3,200. That ticket is 469-6217. Anybody? 469-6217. Oh my God, I just dropped all the cards. I got so excited I dropped the cards. One moment. I gotta make sure the Joker's not on the floor. Four-way test, four-way test. Okay. 3 of diamonds. But They're so brutal, aren't they?
And I'm going to start my first ever donation to the Rotary with this right here. So if y'all want this right here. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, and the Lowry Bucks, 4696363. Woo, Nikki. Okay, wonderful. I'm 3 minutes ahead of schedule. I'm so excited. I'm going to go ahead and invite past President Tony Kern to introduce our first speaker.
Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians and guests. It is my honor to introduce our speaker today, Juani Romero. Among the voluminous amount of information about her on the internet and from which I provide this introduction, Juani Romero was described as a self-taught barista, then business owner, who I put in quotes, wrestled with learning to become a leader for her growing staff. Her path is very well documented in her bio in this week's Wheel. It's incredible. She's a rock star. It is said she uses the vehicle of coffee, a vehicle of coffee to create communities, to see people connect, communicate, and relate with each other. Her passion is investing in her community through her family, her staff, and her customers. Her motivation is to navigate this world with an open heart, share her experiences, and live in the present with wildness. She creates what matters, and what matters is people connecting through her brand, a brand which delivers hope and joy in every step of the way and every sip of that coffee. It is my honor. Let's welcome, please, Juani Romero.
Hi, everybody. So typically, I don't get nervous when I speak because I might be a psychopath. But I think you guys saved me. I am nervous right now. So I saved about $10,000 in therapy fees right there. But honestly, I wanted to tell you why I'm nervous. Because I realized walking into here, there is a unique group of individuals seated at these tables. Wow. I haven't felt this in a very long time. I haven't felt this sense of community, sense of purpose, people leaning in with each other. It's a really beautiful thing to witness. These are things that I try really hard to do in business. And it's so wonderful to see that it's happening right here every Thursday. And I realize that I better do a damn good job today. There are some high expectations and some really amazing people here that I'm going to have to convince that I too am doing something as well. So with that being said, I just wanted to diffuse that and I'll get started with it. Today I wanted to first start off with something really fun. If you see at your table, you're going to see some pieces of Lego. And we're going to do a fun little game. It's going to take about 1 minute. And here in my pocket, I have some fun little things I want to give out to the people who do it really well. And you guys seem to be very incentivized by gifts and money. So you remind me of my children. So this is going to work out really well. So here is the game. Very simple. I'm going to give you 1 minute, and in 1 minute, the first person to build a house with these Lego wins. Let's get started. All right, we're 30 seconds in. 30 seconds to go, guys. All right, 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7. Who's going to win? 5, 4. We've got a group. Do we have a group? We have a winner. Woo! Oh, look at that house. Guys, look at that. That is amazing. All right. I've got a gift card for you. A little bit more generous than that $10 gift card. Here's a $25 gift card for building a beautiful house. Can you give her a round of applause? So the reason why I wanted to do this, I just wanted to collect maybe 2 people who are willing to give me feedback on the process. Anything that anyone noticed about what we just did? Someone said work together and teamwork. Take the initiative. Delegation, right? All right, I like the word delegation, so you get a gift card as well. Who said delegation? Thank you. Anybody else? Community, yes, well said. Someone else wins this beautiful gift card. Who said community? Here you go, sir. I hope everyone had fun. Thank you for listening to my speech. We will be moving on. No, I'm just joking. So let me get into it. So you guys understand why I did this. First, I'm not going to tell you right away because I have to keep you excited, right? And intrigued by what I'm about to say. So you only get it at the end, like a cliffhanger, right? So I'll start. My name is Wani Romero. I am the CEO of Mothership Coffee Roasters, as well as the founder. And today I want to talk about the anatomy of a small business owner. The other topic I was thinking about talking about was ultimate frisbee, because that's the only other thing I'm good at. But just to save you from the boredom, I decided I'll talk about small business today, so you guys got lucky. Whenever I tell people that I'm in the coffee business, typically what I hear is this: oh my God, one day I want to open a coffee shop too when I retire. Coffee is synonymous with the pleasure of drinking something delicious, the warmth from a handcrafted mug, and the cute vibes of an independently owned coffee shop. It really brings like positive memories to people. There's always something positive when people think about coffee. Some of the things I've heard is the first time I smelled coffee was in my grandma's kitchen. The first time I drank coffee was a can of Folgers. My first experience with coffee was gross. I also hear that a lot too. So there is a lot of positivity, and I really wish that owning a small chain of cafes was really like that. But I have to say, I have to tell you something honest and true. Owning a chain of cafes is more like, do you guys remember the movie Gremlins? It's like the movie Gremlins, except in reverse. You know how the cute little fur babies turn into gremlins when you throw water on them? Our customers are actually gremlins that turn into fur babies when we throw coffee on them. Sorry, I'm laughing at my own jokes. I find them really funny. I wish it was serene and pleasant and beautiful as people fantasize. And if it was, I'd end up running a chain of cafes. Lo and behold, I do. I realize I'm a masochist. And there is a reason why, even despite all these difficulties of running a small business, that I am a small business owner. And I really want to talk about the why I do it. Why do I send out applications to convince random people on the internet to come join my company? A lot of times, I feel like I'm the witch in Hansel and Gretel, where I'm leaving a trail of candy and going, come on, come be my barista. It'll be amazing. And these young people show up and they go, wow, I'm doing something amazing. I'm serving coffee. And what they don't know is that the customers are gremlins and they're very angry until they get their first cup of coffee. And it's always a shock. But there is a reason why, right? Despite all of that, despite all the jokes aside, to get serious, there is a charisma to what we do as small business owners, because there is a intrinsic beauty to being a small business owner in any industry, any. I believe small business is a vehicle of self-expression. Truly, it's one of the last frontiers of manifest destiny. It is a place where a person can claim a supposition, act on it, and witness the fruits of the gamble that they took. It drives a deep sense of inner confidence from rising to the call of the entrepreneurial spirit. Small business is a connection point in the fabric of our community. It's the dry cleaners, the bodegas, the financial offices, restaurants, and the whole network of people that we see day to day. It is what we make of our reality. Remember, guys, reality is people. It's connections. It's moments and small little happenings. It's the facilitator of conversations, kismet, and serendipity. I'm going to tell you what small business isn't. It's not the last slice of pie. It's not random Legos in the middle of a table that you have to think who's going to get in, who's going to win, and who's not. What it isn't is, it's not the loneliness of owners listening to customers' demands, their frustrations and lack of civility. Small business isn't employees distrusting owners and owners resenting employees. It's not the slow decline of corporations both taking advantage of margins and stealing from customers, and on the corporations increasing prices to squeeze profits away from small businesses. It's not a finite game where we have a small amount that we have to steal from each other in order to win. Where there's only one pie and the winner gets the pie and the loser gets a pie in the face. It's not jealousy, anger, hate, confusion, and a sense of futility. Sometimes it might seem like it's high school where the popular kids are running around on fake reality, which I call social media, pushing their cars, their money, their status, one-upping each other in order to sell to their own community a $200 training program. For this lady, standing right in front of you, small business was a lifeline that she didn't know she needed. The little girl inside of this lady didn't understand what it was to read until she got to first grade. She didn't understand what it meant to be an American even though she was born here, because English was her third language. And through that, she felt a deep sense of loneliness. growing up her whole life. So small business changed her world. When I talk about small business and all the amazing things it is, it's not because we're a high-figure business. It's not because we're an 8-figure business. It's not the fact that we make millions of dollars and can afford a nice lifestyle or the accolades that we receive as confidence boosters for this little girl inside of me. It's that small business creates transformation for the people it comes in contact with. The small business owner, the employees, the communities, and even the children who are impacted by this. This is how we create the fabric of what makes this country amazing. I am so thankful for the gift I've been given to go down the journey of becoming a small business owner, for inviting the entrepreneurial spirit, for learning to become a servant leader, and for having joy in watching the systems that I've built and the impact of the communities that have become positive through it. I don't believe that small business owners are here because of the money. I believe small business owners become small business owners because they believe in the fabric and the confidence that they're building. And with that, with the opportunity that I've been presented to myself, is that my mission has changed and it has evolved from being a small business owner. My personal mission is to transform 1,000 women's lives and turn them into millionaires. I believe wholeheartedly that when we empower women, and some men, don't worry, I see those arms crossing, calm down, I have a wonderful husband, all right, is that through that, we will repair the fabric of our community. When we empower women who are mothers and we empower them financially, they take that money and they redistribute it into their communities. They shop at their dry cleaners, at the grocery store, at the bodegas. They support their local businesses. They watch their children being raised in those communities. And I hope that by taking this audacious, somewhat irresponsible goal of wanting to change 1,000 women's lives, is that I can come back here 5 years from now and stand here and say, hey guys, we're doing it. You guys are doing it. I heard you guys are doing it every Thursday. And I hope one day that I can do it too. That I can be like you guys and make transformation happen in the one good thing that I'm good at, which is not ultimate frisbee. It is small business. And with that, I want to conclude my speech and say, guys, remember, this isn't finite. Legos are infinite. And just like the amazing Frank Sinatra said, with confident pizzazz, I did it my way.
So we are going to go ahead and take some questions for you.
Hi, thank you so much for being here. I am a small business owner, and I've never seen you speak in person, and I just admire you so much. So thank you for coming today. Your 1,000 women, can I apply?
100% yes.
Thank you so
Yes.
much. How do I do that?
So a couple of things we're doing is we have an interest form, and we're actually building our own university.
Amazing.
So that's step number one, is teaching other people how to be an entrepreneur. And it's not necessarily understanding P&Ls, it's how do you go to a boardroom and deal with some really savage, narcissistic human being?
What?
And
No.
stand up to them.
Thank you so much. I'll be applying. Appreciate you. Thank you for coming.
Two questions. The first one is, how long have you been in the small business of Mothership Coffee Roasters? And the second one is, what was the hardest part? There's always a lot of ups and downs, but like, what was the absolute trough that you hit, and how did you get past that?
That's a really great question. So I actually started my business at the start of the Great Recession. I didn't know what was going on. I saved up $55,000. I got a $25,000 loan, and I opened my store to the first landlord after many rejections that allowed me to open a cafe. I didn't choose a site. It was just whoever said yes, and there it was. And I opened my doors, and I went, ta-da, I'm here. And no one showed up. No one showed up for a very long time, actually, because come to find out, the Great Recession really hurt us. And I spent about 2 years in the red. I opened my cafe. I had loans to repay. I also worked a full-time job in the evening to pay for my rent and my employees. And I also worked in the cafe. And it was the most hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And some days, the only thing that kept me going was that my parents, who don't speak English, my mother's from Korea, my father's from Ecuador, and they met randomly in Queens, New York, and they don't even speak the same language. I don't know what they fell in love with. It doesn't make sense to me. And they had their own business. They had several of their own businesses, and I was like, you know what, goddamn, and I'm sorry for cursing, but it's valid here, is I'm an American citizen. I speak English. If they can own a business and operate it, I should be able to do this too. So it's not that I don't know how to do it. There's something inside of me that's preventing me from doing it. And I didn't know what that was, but all I knew is that I had to grit and suffer through it to find out. And the absolute bottom was one day, it was my birthday, and I just wanted to make $200 because that was my burn rate for the cafe. And I said, I just really want to make $200 today. I just want to prove for one day that I can do this. And I went and found some cardboard paper, trash from the boxes, from the cups that we use, and I cut it up and I drew on it with markers. And I created a spinning sign. I didn't even buy one, I just made my own. And I went out on the street and I started waving the sign. Because I was like, I need business and I'll do anything to do it. And I started waving my hands and smiling. And you know, this was Vegas like almost 20 years ago. Things have changed in our city, but you know, at the time people waved. They would honk, they would smile, and people actually stopped by. At the end of that day, we made $214. And I'm gonna tell you, that was the most money that I've ever made in my life that I was proud of. And that lowest moment became my greatest achievement because I had never earned money that I had made, that I had intrinsically figured out a solution, and I did something that was outside my comfort zone, and I went for it. And despite all the suffering and not knowing where I was gonna land right, in this moment I pushed myself to do something. And that $214 gave me the confidence to keep moving forward. And that's what I learned about business, that our lowest moments are our greatest opportunity, that we have to have faith in something. I have faith in God. Choose something to believe in. It has to be bigger than money because we won't take money with us. But it is fun to make money also. And that, I think, is what led me to keep moving forward and to explore and continue the path of small business. It's only in hindsight that we became an 8-figure business. I never had a business plan. I remember when I walked into that first business that I was able to open in, and I found in the back, inside of a folder file system, an employee handbook, this thing. And I looked at it. Remember, guys, I was 23 at the time, and I was like, ah, who needs this? And I threw it in the trash. Because I was like, I don't believe in rules. No one else should. And I have literally spent tens of thousands of dollars rebuilding the handbook.
I just want to say, before I tried Mothership coffee, I used to like coffee. Now I love coffee. Your coffee is fantastic.
Thank you. So I just wanted to make sure the inspiration of your story that people in the room understand, because I'm just looking it up now, where it talks about you wanted to bring a new level of coffee culture to Las Vegas, focusing on specialty grade beans and sustainable, ethical farm-to-table sourcing. And it was interesting. I was reading about your early challenges of figuring out roasting and how to perfect that. So if you could just spend a minute just telling everyone how this came about. Why coffee? Why did you go the direction that you went?
So you really pointed on something really key, two separate things. First, I'll answer the why. I'm from New York originally. My sisters are very smart women, Ivy League graduated. At the time, remember this was back in the 80s, we didn't have identifiers for ADHD and all that stuff, so I was just the kid that got beat up a lot by my parents. And I just couldn't sit still in class. And I tried going to college. It just didn't work out for me. I got lost in the giant halls. I was in a different city, running around Boston, trying to figure out who I was. And I dropped out. And I came back to New York, and then I tried community college, and that didn't work either. And eventually I left New York, because I knew that if I stayed in New York, that I wouldn't achieve anything with my life. I ended up in Vegas, because I was really into rock climbing and skateboarding. And I would just bum around. I'd find a job, work, save up some money, get fired, which is great, and then go visit another country. And one day my sisters called me, and they said, hey, we don't know why you're in Vegas. We're a little concerned. We either think you're like a crackhead or a lounge singer. And remember, guys, this was Vegas like 20 years ago, okay? We were a dusty little town. Now we're this sort of like mega whatever, you know? And they're like, you need to come back home and go back to school. And I was just like, oh my God, I can't do this. I don't want to go back to my family. I don't want to go back to school. I still don't know what I want to become. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to open a business. And that way my family could get off my back. And it'll look like I'm doing all the right things. And I was sitting in a coffee shop one day and I said, you know what? I think I could do this. And that's how I picked coffee. It worked out, but hey, you know, like I've got to be honest, there was no business plan or idea. And I say this because of that why and what extends to roasting coffee, right? When we roast coffee, there is an idea of what perfection is. And I didn't come from that industry. I didn't come from that environment. I came as an outsider who just liked hanging out in coffee shops. And I would go to the association, and you know, they'd come with their little, coffee Rito meter, and it's got to smell like this, it's got to taste like this, and it's got to have these many compounds in it, and if you don't use this mineral, then the coffee tastes flat. And I said, hey guys, I think you're missing the point. We're not roasting coffee for each other, we're roasting coffee for our customers. And it matters what the customer tastes, and what they taste is what they feel. So if we're not making them feel good when they're drinking that first cup of coffee, we've actually missed the point. And at the time, coffee was very exclusive. It was like, oh, if you don't taste blueberry notes in the coffee that was pooped out by a monkey, then you don't know what you're doing. And I was like, this is getting a little ridiculous, guys. We're in the business of selling coffee, all right? And I got laughed out of the association. Because, as you can tell, I say whatever's on my mind, and I say it I love having a mic in front of me. You give me time and attention, I will talk forever. That's why I said, give me a warning.
We have one more question, Janice.
I'm as bad as Russ Wayne.
We have one more question over here, I think.
Hi, thank you so much for coming. And this is not a question. I just want to thank you and, just say that I don't think you knew what you were doing when you brought the Lego exercise to this group. Every year, this group, part of our district, sends several hundred teenagers to a leadership camp for a weekend. One of the exercises they do is a version of this Lego exercise. So you really brought it home, and I just wanted to thank you.
Thank you. That's kismet.
I like that you just do straight talk, as I call it. So, thank you so much for being here. What we have done is made a donation to the Just One Project in your name to help combat hunger. So this is a certificate, and we hope you'll put this on a shelf in one of the stores. This is our centennial book. I did want to try the coffee because I've heard amazing things, but until you talked about the blueberry something, the monkey or whatever. No, I'm going to try it. I'm very excited. So we thank you for being here. Oh. Okay, next. I did want to say, Tom Thomas, thank you for letting us, past President Tom Thomas, for putting you in the wheel as our member spotlight. Love the photo with Leslie. Thank you so much. And next, I'm going to go ahead and invite past President Jim Cole for our next exciting presentation.
Good afternoon again, President Janice, my fellow Rotarians and guests. I am so excited. This is a wonderful thing that we have. Just to catch everybody up, we're going to be awarding the Centennial Medallion this afternoon. These were purchased back in 1964, which is before I was born. So I'm not a spring chicken, but I'm also not the oldest person in the room. But 64, someone had the vision. Your forefathers in this club had the vision to buy 101 of these medallions, and we give them out every year to the valedictorian, what is now UNLV. And we are going to continue this through 2064. And with my fingers crossed, the club will purchase another 100, and we'll continue this tradition on. But with that, it is with great pleasure that I introduce UNLV President Evie, who is going to present the award to our winner this year, Zachary, and give us an update on UNLV.
Well, thank you so much, Jim, and I just want to thank everyone in this room for this partnership. What I know that everyone in this room believes in is that we build the future together, and it takes hard work and intentionality. And we're excited to be partners and recognize the next generation of talent that's brought their hard work to the university to show that we do have a bright future. You know, we hear a lot, kids these days, and we say, kids these days. We have some amazing students, and it's my great pleasure to invite Zachary Diaz to the podium to say a few words about him and award him this medallion. So Zachary is a young man who came to Las Vegas from Guam a few years ago and brought his incredible talent and discipline to the task of being one of the top students at UNLV. And we are going to recognize him in our university-wide commencement on Saturday for his 3.97 GPA in life sciences. And not only is he an outstanding student and one of our truly best as one of our valedictorians, he's also committed to service like everyone in this room, and he has served in so many different ways this community, laying the foundation for the career that he's going to have helping others. So without further ado, I'll let Zachary say a few words, and then we'll hand him this great medallion and say thanks again to everyone in this room. Zachary?
Hi, everyone. I appreciate you all for having me here. It's truly a blessing to be with all of you and receive this award. And thank you.
Congratulations, Zachary. I'm going to do a picture here. Well, it takes a village, and thank you again for this incredible partnership, and we will keep producing excellent students every year, and we'll be back to introduce the next one again. Thank you. Well, thank you. Yes, I'm delighted to give you an update on the university. So things are going terrific. Just a mile or so down the street from here, we have a thriving university that is really breaking records in every way. So we are now, I got here in 1992, and when it had about 14,000 students, we now have a record enrollment of about 34,000 students. We have our highest ever graduation rate. We have our highest ever research expenditures as a university. We've been for the bowl game 3 times in a row for those who are rooting for the football team. We had a great new basketball coach. Our women's basketball coach is a true treasure of the community, Lindsay LaRock, who's competing for the conference championship every year. We are adding really great new programs that are going to continue to help this community. We've added a cybersecurity degree. We're adding sports management this coming fall to recognize the fact that not only are we the entertainment capital of the world, but we're also now the sports capital of the world. And so that's going to be a great new addition. We're also doing a lot of exciting stuff in the healthcare space. We've added a nurse anesthetist program to help with the anesthesiology shortage. If anyone's trying to get surgery in town, one of the hardest things to come by in Las Vegas actually is an anesthesiologist so that you can get your surgery scheduled. And so we're going to be producing a new crew of anesthesiologists who can support the surgeon doing that important work. The nursing program is the largest in the state. We've actually pretty much closed the teacher gap. And one of the stories that brought me here to Las Vegas in 1992 was always being about 1,000 teachers short in CCSD. We have the lowest number of vacancies in CCSD in history, or at least decades. Now they're down to fewer than 200 vacancies, so we've been producing teachers at record rates. So a lot of great things happening on campus, and it takes a village. The community support is also great. And the last comment is we're going to got the largest ever investment from the state for a new building, and we'll be building right on Maryland Parkway in Harmon a new spectacular home for our Lee School of Business. It'll be about a $180 million building. We'll break ground on that building in late 27 or early 28, and it will be finished by September 2029, because that is what's in the legislation that was passed by the state in last November. And so it'll also be the fastest building we've ever built this campus. So thanks for all the support and partnership. Great to be here. Happy to answer any questions if anyone has any.
Thank you for the opportunity to ask a question. My nephew is a 4.0 student. He's studying sports medicine. He has 4 years behind him now, and he's looking to do sports medicine. And he chose not to go to UNLV because there was not a program for it. So being what you said with sports management now being a program, is there something that will be around the sports medicine field?
Yes, we're looking how to build a sports medicine program. We currently have some high-profile physicians in that space, but it will take a little bit of time to have that specific specialty. We did start a department of sports medicine, but we're going to need to continue to staff it out. You know, one of the things in Southern Nevada is we have a tremendous doctor shortage. One of the things we're always doing here is playing catch-up because the population has grown so fast. And so when they allocated out residencies, the federal government supports residencies, just like when they allocated water. We got a really short straw on the water, so to speak, and we got a small number of residents compared to the population of Southern Nevada because they were allocated out in the 60s. And so we're looking to build new residency programs across a wide array of areas. One of the things that's coming online soon, hopefully, is Intermountain Health Children's Hospital. We're the largest city in the country that does not have a standalone children's hospital. And one of the first things I worked on as president is working with Intermountain Health to site that on our Harry Reid Research and Technology Park. So it'll actually be built in our on our land, and we're working on establishing that residency program also through partnership with University Medical Center, which is our key partner. So we'll work on that one, but I can't give you a date certain where we'll have a full program in that space.
Thank you very much for coming to our club and giving an update on UNLV. I do have a question about the funding. As we see in the current environment, there is quite a bit of funding, research funding cuts. How is it affecting UNLV? Is there a funding issue, research funding?
Yeah, so the current administration has changed their key priorities for funding, and so it's been a year of quite a bit of shifting. But we have, as I mentioned earlier, actually had the largest amount of research expenditures this year that we've ever had as a university. And so I think we grew about 13% this year. We'll have to make sure that we pivot to these new priorities in order to sustain that momentum. And energy, water security, a few other things. We actually have a really strong program in radiochemistry, and if you're tracking the conversation about small modular reactors, we're trying to get in that space. So we definitely have to make sure that we are nimble and aligning our research priorities with those of the federal administration. They're going to continue to issue funding, though maybe at a slightly lower rate than had been happening with the prior administration. But we continue to believe we'll be able to grow the research portfolio of the university.
Thank you, President Heavey. I was on the alumni board for about 12 years back in the old days, and funding from the state was abysmal. And there was the formula to fund UNLV that was very disadvantageous. And they instituted, I think in about 2010, 11, something like that, the new funding formula. Yes. So my question is that even an issue now, North-South funding? I'd love for you to say, no, it's not an issue.
No, it's not an issue. So they do use now a weighted student credit hour funding formula that was instituted in 2012, and it basically proportionally funds the institution according to the relative mix of programs and enrollment. And I'm proud to say that UNLV is crushing it. We are by far the strongest financial institution in the state of higher education. Last session, there was 110,000 additional weighted student credit hours in Nevada. 55,000 of those were UNLV. So we had about 48% of the entire growth of the state in higher ed, and that's reflected in a strong budget position that we're in now. So we're doing great, and we support, UNR, we want them to do well, but we're definitely pulling our weight right here. So things are going well. Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thank you for coming here. So I'm very interested in the role of generally of universities in supporting economic development, and especially in the tech area. And one of the formulas that have worked pretty much everywhere else in the world is where the university is identified as a center of excellence, in a particular deep area. And while there's a lot of interesting things going on at UNLV, I don't think there's any one, at least in the tech area, where you would stand out in a national prominence. I'm particularly interested in the entertainment, engineering, and design, which would seem to fit with our entire, but there is no research program there of any amount. So unless you have graduate research, you don't create spin-off businesses and create excellence. And you mentioned the small nuclear reactors, which is another one that would be really a place to be able to put, hang our hat on and say that's there. So can you talk about any initiatives that maybe are to kind of raise the prominence of the university in some tech areas?
Yes, so we're definitely trying to make sure that we invest in some of those key areas that would support economic growth. And so I'm proud to be on the LVGA board with Danielle Casey, if some of you know her, who's the new executive director of LVGA, which is the Regional Economic Development Authority. And I'll say that they're rolling out their strategic plan probably in the next month, and that strategic plan has UNLV all over it, with figuring out what are these key potential growth areas, and then using those as in partnership to make sure that we're making investments on the university side. What our newest building on campus is our new advanced engineering building. We are continuing to invest in the cyberspace. So we have data analytics, cybersecurity, and then we have a new research computing initiative where it was been said, you might have heard the term Cherry Creek, that we had a supercomputer at UNLV in partnership with Switch. But when we really looked at that, took an honest look at that, they were saying, well, it was a supercomputer maybe when it was built. Now it was a really good laptop. And so we've retired that and are working with Switch and others to create more GPUs, graphic processing units, for the sandbox for AI. And we've been in conversations with some of the big chip firms like NVIDIA, with some other key community partners such as Switch, to try to bring in the infrastructure that would support the growth. And then biotechnology is another one that we're working on, and we brought in a partner to try to look at creating biotechnology opportunities in the medical district, of partnership with the city of Las Vegas. So we're trying to make sure we're strategic in hitting some of those key growth areas in alignment with LVGA's roadmap for what economic growth can look like. Thank you.
Hi, a quick question for you, kind of related to the last topic. Could you just explain to the room what Blackfire is and what UNLV is doing at Blackfire?
Well, and maybe, Jim, you should tell people your good news of this coming weekend. He's a proud father.
And one of my sons is graduating this weekend from UNLV, so I'm super happy.
And accounting and finance, dual degrees, both of which are super high value degrees. So I'm sure that young man and son will have a great future with that training. Yeah, Blackfire is part of our economic development kind of vision to create an ecosystem to support small business development growth. And so they have incubator space and programs where they bring in small businesses to help them on that initial journey to launch. And so it is run by our Vice President of Economic Development, Zach Miles, and it's on our Research and Technology Park, and that will also be the home of the Children's Hospital, which will also help us in the biomedical space. And so we're trying to make sure that we have the infrastructure to support everyone from coming in as undergraduates through launching businesses, including having a U.S. patent office now on the campus, where people can do the work to establish new patents. So a lot of great infrastructure to support the economic development. Thank you so much. Great to be here.
Okay, I've got a lot of Tiberti stickers up here. I know. Thank you, President Hebe, very much. It was an honor to witness Zachary Diaz and celebrate with you your outstanding achievement at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. This occasion is a wonderful reminder of the important role UNLV plays in shaping Southern Nevada's next generation of leaders. We have a few minutes. I was so worried about the schedule today because we had a lot to pack in, but does anybody have any, I know I couldn't really do announcements today, Nikki, right here. Any comments, additional comments or announcements to share with the club? Wait, hold on. Are you going up to the front? Oh, you have a flag. Okay, we need that flag back that we had. You got it? Wonderful. Hey, I'm doing a good job of filling up my wall here. Come on up. So we get to add another one. Yeah, thank you so much. This is amazing. I love the colors. I do. I like the colors. This is truly an honor. Thank you guys so much. We'll get a good picture. Thank you. You want her? We'll send you.
Tina, that's not good for the phone.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for this. Okay, is there anyone else? Any comments, any announcements? Because I know I didn't get to do any announcements. Any last minute thoughts on the fundraiser? What about Aviators Night? Okay. Don't thank him yet. You don't know what it is.
Rosalie's done a great job of setting up tours of different things in different places, and we need this club to be able to tour the medical school at UNLV. I recently toured it with members of the board, and it is phenomenal. All the equipment is state-of-the-art. The professors that are running it are from some of the best universities in the country. And you'd be very proud of what's going on at UNLV if you could do a little tour of their medical school.
She's going to already be on it the minute she gets back to the office. Thank you for that. Anyone else? Comments? Who's all going to the fundraiser this weekend? Raise your hand. That's not enough hands. Do that again. Well, wait, we got to figure out who's going to the event first. Okay, raise your hands again. Who is going this weekend? And all those hands that aren't up are all getting a fine. And then Karen, Greg, do you guys need more volunteers?
I'm strong, but I'm not that strong. So on Friday, between 12 and 3, we need some more muscle. We've got about 7 people signed up right now that we're going to be setting up tables, chairs, and tents. So if you can make it out there for a couple of hours, we'd sure appreciate it.
Let's go support PE, soon-to-be President Greg, and past President Karen. This is going to be an incredible event. Congratulations to you guys. All right, we're a little bit early. Anybody else? Any other comments, announcements? Did you want to announce the Aviators, or do we just want to wait till next week? The date for the Aviators? Susan's not here, so I don't know who you're looking at. I can't remember the date. Oh, it's my birthday. It's my birthday date. Okay.
Aviators game. We do this every year with the USO, where we bring out about 100 servicemen and women and their families at the Aviators. The Aviators donate the tickets, and we have a sign-up on June 5th. So it's going to be a great event. We'll do sandwiches out there. We'll bring a tent, put it up there, get to meet the troops and their families, and they love it. And then the Rotary normally gives them a stipend to kind of go into the park and have some drinks, food, whatever they want to spend it on. So come on out. It's always very, very patriotic. We'll have a DJ there. We'll have another DJ this weekend. Again, a DJ this weekend. You want to be there? Why do they laugh? I don't know. It's like it's a world famous Vegas DJ. I mean, come on. Oh, so you're volunteering. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. A big cake. All right. Well done.
All right. Anything else? Wow, we're getting out a little early today. So, we got comment? Okay, one more. I feel like a game show host.
Hello. Myself, Madhav Singh from Rotary Club of Dumbbell East, District 3142. First of all, thank you so much, each one of you, the president, the secretary, and all the esteemed members of this club, and also the guests who have speak just now, esteemed guests from speakers, all that. Thank you. I think there is immediate past president Kirk is there. Yeah. Okay. Last year he supported our club for a global grant as a global partner, and we have done 152 child heart surgery. Because of your club, we could have done this. So thank you so much. Your club is really supporting our club for this global, near about 4 crores of rupees we have spent it for this child heart surgery in India. Our club is a big club, nearly 300 plus members, and we have nearly 1 lakh square feet of area of garden, and we are doing nearly 200 plus projects every year. And specifically specifically this year, I am supporting for thalassemia and in